Tonight on KGW News, pulled out of the fiery wreckage. A driver thanks the witnesses that stepped in and saved him.
So God bless them. I survived.
Also tonight, an iconic Portland deli scarred by fire.
Just personally, I'm just ripped apart about it.
The video that shows the suspect investigators now think started it. Then why growing graffiti on Portland interstates won't be getting cleaned up anytime soon.
Plus, Portland businesses bank on a boost as the city gets ready to host March Madness.
We get a huge kind of pre-funk crowd on the way to the games, and it's a big deal.
But first to our top story, with thousands of faculty and staff at Portland Community College set to hit the picket lines in less than 12 hours. We're glad you're with us tonight. I'm David Molko. Let's get right to Alma McCarty in the newsroom with the very latest on what, if it comes to pass, would be a historic strike. Alma?
Yeah, well, David, at last check, the unions are still in mediation with management. No settlement yet. A strike of more than 2,000 across all 4 PCC campuses could still happen. And should it happen, it would be the first strike at a community college in the state's history.
It's in some ways exciting, but it's also so unfortunate that we have to be here, right?
After many months of negotiation, mediation continued Tuesday at Portland Community College.
If we go out on strike tomorrow, I think it's going to be very cathartic. I mean, our members they're angry because we've been bargaining for 9 months and we're not asking for that much.
Both unions, the PCC Federation of Faculty and Academic Professionals and the Federation of Classified Employees, are prepared to strike after what they consider an insufficient cost of living increase for the next 2 years.
We were offered 0.25% was the first offer, and it's hard not to see that as insulting.
We don't think that the college can't afford a cost of living adjustment. We think that the college refuses to pay a cost of living adjustment because their priorities are elsewhere. They're not with faculty, they're not with staff, they're not with the folks who are serving students.
PCC, in a statement shared earlier this week, said the college remains focused on reaching agreements that are, quote, fair, sustainable, and aligned with long-term institutional stability. They argue that negotiations are happening amid a challenging financial outlook for higher education, pointing to high costs, lower enrollment since the pandemic, and uncertainty around future state and federal funding. PCC says it has already made millions in cuts, with even more slated for the next biennium.
We recognize that this is a sacrifice. It's a sacrifice for us and for the students.
Both unions say they'll do what it takes to reach a fair deal.
The question is, can you accept what they're offering? And if the answer is no, then we have to stay strong, and this is the next step.
PCC said that it plans to offer classes and student services during a strike to the fullest extent possible. Should a strike extend longer than 2 weeks, striking workers could, under a new state law, access unemployment insurance. David?
Yeah, first things first, let's see what happens in the early morning hours. Thanks so much, Alma.
To see the fire, it's just breaks my heart.
Well, that is the CEO of Elephant's Deli reflecting on the damage after a fire tore through the Northwest Portland restaurant near 22nd and Davis early this morning. And tonight, investigators are hoping someone recognizes the person in this surveillance video who they believe started that fire outside the deli, one that quickly spread inside and caused widespread damage, including a partial roof collapse. Dozens of firefighters, 60 or so, working to knock it down, then bringing in a canine detection dog to determine if it was arson. And while investigators say yes, they believe the fire was human caused, they don't know if it was started on purpose. We also talked to employees as they arrived at work today.
Just kind of shocked, really. I mean, this building's been around for so long, so much history behind it. It's crazy to see that, it finally, at this moment, is being so affected by it. Well, I'm definitely very curious about how the fire started.
Here's another look at that video. If you recognize this person, you're asked to reach out to Portland Fire and Rescue. All right, let's hop outside on this Tuesday night, which is already shaping up to be a bit of a wet week as we give you a live look at the Rose City. Matt, sounds like this is really just the beginning.
It really is, David. It's going to be very wet right on through the rest of the work week. So we've got weather impact alerts issued for Thursday and Friday. And it's going to be, tomorrow's not going to be any slouch either. There'll be plenty of rain tomorrow, and it's going to get windy. But the real impacts should begin as we go into Thursday and Friday as the rivers come up, the streams come up. And we just, can't kind of get rid of all the water that's going to be around. So low-lying intersections, if you have any of those in your neighborhood or on your route to work or school, you'll probably have flooding there, at least ponding of water on roadways. And the main arterials will slow down too because of water on the road. So again, heavy, steady rain beginning tomorrow and lasting into Friday. You can see the source all the way down by Hawaii, reaching up into the northwest. Outside right now, it's 43, not much wind, but that's going to pick up. And boy, the rain, it let up for a while, but it's picked back up in the Portland area, and it is snowing to beat the band up in the Cascades. Our rainfall totals right now, not all that heavy, but up in the mountains, it's really dumping. I'll show you that again a little bit later on. So again, weather impact alert for Thursday and Friday. It's also going to get windy tomorrow. We'll talk about the mountain snow and then the warm-up that follows. David?
Hey, warm-up sounds great. Thanks, Matt.
You bet.
Let's get you caught up on tonight's other headlines now. Starting in the Cascades, where authorities say a Portland man has died while skiing on Mount Bachelor. Deputies say the victim, 65-year-old Nigel Barry Young, was skiing with friends yesterday afternoon inbounds on an intermediate trail when he crashed. It's not clear if this involved rocks or trees potentially, and no one witnessed the crash itself. Authorities say Young was wearing a helmet at the time. Longview Public Schools has hired an independent investigator in the wake of reports students were raped by classmates at Mark Morris High. Police arrested 2 students last month for allegedly sexually assaulting younger teammates on the basketball team. According to police reports, staff knew about the attacks some 2 weeks before they were reported to authorities. The review will look at district policies on supervision, staff training, and misconduct reporting. In Gresham, police have arrested a man they say smashed the windows of local businesses and a church. Police say Drew Young admitted to throwing rocks not only at the windows of the church and a youth nonprofit along Northeast Gleason, but also at an apartment complex and an elder care facility.
These are all organizations that serve the community, so it's pretty disappointing that, they're falling victim to this kind of, crime.
According to the police report, Young said he was frustrated with his job at Amazon and about being kicked out of a gym. And a logger is recovering tonight after they were struck and pinned by a falling tree. Esticated firefighters say they hiked and climbed through rough terrain in the Mount Hood National Forest on Monday to reach the logger. Eventually they called in the Oregon National Guard, which used a Black Hawk to hoist the logger off the hillside. Authorities say the patient was stable at the hospital, but have not provided an update on their condition. All right, to a little bit of good news tonight, because with March Madness around the corner, we are just days away from learning which NCAA men's basketball teams will hit the court at MODA. As Catherine Cook reports, turns out local businesses are already celebrating.
March Madness is in the air, and so is how the NCAA men's basketball tournament will shake out. When the Rose City hosts the first and second rounds this month, they might be hosting the first and second chapters of a Cinderella story.
It's wide open, and there are 8, 9, 10 teams that could win it all.
Matt Reed with Sport Oregon is thrilled that Portland is once again hosting the marquee event, this time under Oregon State University's banner, March 19th and 21st. He says ticket sales are going well and should pick up after brackets are set this Selection Sunday.
When we hosted in 22, we had Gonzaga and Boise State and UCLA and St. Mary's. So you're hosting these basketball programs that have fan bases that are not that far away. So from a tourism standpoint, that really drives the impact as well.
Portland's hosting gig means nearly 5,000 hotel room nights and a big boost for everything from restaurants and bars to museums and out-of-town attractions, with a lot of fans planning on arriving early and staying late.
We're right on the Max line, so we get a huge kind of pre-funk crowd on the way to the games, and it's a big deal.
Josh Johnston owns Patty's Bar and Grill downtown. He says Portland has changed a lot since the last time the city hosted a men's tournament round in 2022, and that's a good thing.
Even just a couple years ago, it's a big difference. There's more police, it's cleaner, it's safer, it's really cleaned up, and our business is up, and we really see the city bouncing back.
Portland fighting for a rebound and hopefully a win.
I think this year in particular is going to be special.
In downtown Portland, Catherine Cook, KGW News.
Loving the positivity and the metaphor. This story is not that, by the way, because if you drive in the metro area, you've no doubt seen the graffiti along highways on signs in Portland. ODOT says because of a tight budget, yeah, we've heard this before, the state is no longer transferring funds to the city to clean up state highway property within city limits, though it says it will make exceptions, as it has in the past, for graffiti that poses a potential danger.
In particular, graffiti of signs, that could be a real problem for drivers. So that we would prioritize graffiti cleanup on signs before any other kind of graffiti cleanup.
Like the kind that blocks the highway signs so you don't know where you're going. For its part, the city says it does not remove graffiti on state property, but yes, it will help people who need a hand removing it from private property.